Tommy Burns made plenty of big-name signings during his tenure as Celtic manager, but perhaps one of the most important of all was not an international striker like Van Hooijdonk or Cadere, but instead a £600,000 purchase from Dunfermline in the form of Jackie McNamara. Jackie broke into the Dunfermline team as a teenager and would make just under 100 appearances for the club before signing for Celtic in October 1995, just a couple of weeks before his 22nd birthday. Tommy Burns had a lot of faith in the highly rated youngster who was part of the Scotland under-21 side at the time. On the day he signed for the club, Burns gave McNamara his debut in a league game away to Falkirk, which Celtic won 1-0. It was a great honour for Jackie, who was following in the footsteps of his dad, who had also played for Celtic in the 1970s. Jackie quickly nailed down a place in the starting 11 at right back, and also quickly formed a strong partnership down that right-hand side of the pitch with Simon Donnelly.
Of McNamara's cross to give Celtic the equaliser their play deserved.
McNamara, bit of space to utilise. That's for Andreas Tom. It's a very good run. Great goal by Tom!
From Jackie's arrival in October 1995, it took almost a complete calendar year before he would taste defeat in a league match, as Celtic ran Rangers painfully close in the 1995-96 league campaign, only to ultimately finish second. It would be September 28th, 1996, before Jackie was on the losing end of a league game, which is an incredible achievement in itself. At the end of that season, McNamara was awarded the PFA Scotland Young Player of the Year award. There's a popular image out there of Jackie punching Rangers striker Mark Hateley during a 1997 league encounter. However, the truth is, no punch ever really occurred. Match footage shows it was more back and forth shoving than anything else, and McNamara wasn't even carded for the incident. Thankfully, Jackie would eventually experience success when Wim Jansen arrived as manager for the 1997-98 season. The young Scot had a wonderful campaign, helping Celtic win a league title and League Cup double. A particularly impressive performance for McNamara was in the first leg of Celtic's Battle of Britain against Liverpool, as he scored the equaliser in a 2-2 UEFA Cup tie draw at Parkhead.
Stubbs to McNamara. He takes on Björneby. Good play, and Burley gives it back to McNamara! Oh, saves the equaliser! It's Jackie McNamara! A brilliant goal for Celtic! Liverpool stunned, and the little wing-back came out of the blue there to start the move and finish it. This is a good piece of imaginative play by McNamara. A return forward by Burley. It caught a Liverpool foot, but the left foot strike by McNamara left David James not even going for it.
It was another great season for Jackie, and he was rightfully awarded the PFA Scotland Players Player of the Year award at the end of the season. He earned his place in the Scotland squad for the 1998 World Cup. Jackie didn't appear in the opening game of the tournament in a 2-1 defeat against Brazil, but was instrumental coming off the bench in the second game to help Scotland fight back from behind to earn a 1-1 draw against Norway.
Midway through the second half, David Ware has the ball on the sideline, playing the perfect ball into the box for Craig Burley.
Well, there's Burley, but where is Grodak? Grodak has committed broken one of the 10 commandments of goalkeeping, which is thou shalt not hesitate.
His only ever start in a World Cup match came in the final group game against Morocco, which Scotland lost 3-0, and Jackie had to be substituted as manager Jock Brown rejigged the formation following Celtic teammate Craig Burley's 53rd minute red card.
Craig Brown on the sideline looking for Scotland to go to the second round for the first time ever, and Rod Stewart singing a song with the Titan Army leading the cheers. More problems for Scotland. Craig Burley taking out his frustrations, taking out the legs of Bashir at the same time. Life as a blonde, not treating Burley so well. Scotland down to 10 men, and the Tartan Army bumming to say the least.
Over the next couple of seasons, Celtic struggled under the management of Joe Venglos, John Barnes and Kenny Dalglish. McNamara, however, never really let himself down and continued to provide solid performances even when the team were going through bad spells of form.
Feel of the ball, it's McNamara. Makes his way into the box, pass one, pass two, lays it back from Yalby! Oh!
Upon the arrival of Martin O'Neill as Celtic manager in the summer of 2000, Jackie was relegated to the bench as O'Neill favoured striker converted to wing-back Didier Agath on the right-hand side of the park. It was hard to argue, as Agath's electric pace made him a valuable asset to the starting 11, but it was a tough pill for Jackie to swallow, as he so badly wanted to be a first-team player for Celtic. Again, when called upon, Jackie excelled, and despite no longer being a regular starter, Jackie contributed 7 goals in 42 appearances that season as Celtic completed a domestic treble. He even got the scoring started in the 2001 Scottish Cup final as Celtic defeated Hibs 3-0, and he was only on the pitch as an 18th minute substitute because Lubomir Moravcik was forced to come off with injury.
Goes Jack, gets his pass away, chance for McNamara! Jackie McNamara gives Celtic the lead!
Martin O'Neill would later state that he owed Jackie McNamara an apology, and would deliver it countless times over the years, for taking far too long to realise what a talented player McNamara was. O'Neill would state, a brave lad, scared of nothing. He could play right back, he could play right midfield, he could even play central midfield if he wanted to as well. It took me a little bit of time, but McNamara was really a terrific player. The Irishman even named Jackie McNamara as the most underrated player he managed during his time at the club. Jackie's road as a squad player continued throughout the 2001-2002 and 2002-2003 seasons under O'Neill. He made only 7 appearances during the road to Seville, almost entirely off the bench. In the 2003 UEFA Cup final, Jackie made an appearance as a substitute in the 73rd minute, coming on for captain Paul Lambert. It really took until the 2003-2004 season for Jackie McNamara to nail down a starting position in a Celtic team under Martin O'Neill. The 3-5-2 formation O'Neill had been using since arriving had worked to great effect. However, it was increasingly becoming undone by teams who played a front 3 with wingers running at the defence. When O'Neill switched to a back 4, Jackie became an invaluable asset, as he could play right back and left back with equal effectiveness. Even in European football, Jackie excelled, with another great performance on the night Celtic defeated Barcelona 1-0 in a 2004 UEFA Cup tie. McNamara played at left back that night with Agath at right back, and he was a major reason for Celtic landing the historic upset. McNamara again played left back in the return leg at the Nou Camp, and even captained the side that night as Celtic recorded another clean sheet to eliminate Barcelona from European competition. After that, the captain's armband was Jackie's, and Martin O'Neill appointed him as club captain officially for the 2004-2005 season. Also, at the end of the 03-04 season, McNamara won the Scottish Football Writers Association Player of the Year award. He was reborn in the Celtic team, and despite early differences, now adored playing under the management of Martin O'Neill. Jackie doubts the modern players of today could handle that style of management though, stating, "If someone like Martin comes in right now, this snowflake generation might not be able to handle that." Celtic would infamously lose the league title in the dying minutes of the last game of the season in 2005, so Jackie unfortunately didn't get to experience the honour of captaining Celtic to a league title, but he did captain the side to a Scottish Cup win a week later as Celtic defeated Dundee United 1-0 in the final.
And he's done a great job in his time here, and that group of players will be remembered for many, many years. Jackie McNamara.
At this point, McNamara's contract at Celtic was up. Martin O'Neill departed as manager and was replaced by Gordon Strachan. The new manager told McNamara he was part of his plans and desperately wanted him to sign a new deal. However, Celtic CEO Peter Lawwell was slow and reluctant to offer such a deal. In the meantime, English Championship side Wolves offered McNamara a contract, and he ultimately ended up signing there instead. Celtic, well, Peter Lawwell, went to the press to badmouth Jackie, accusing him of asking for too much money and accusing his agent of making too many demands. Jackie made it clear he had wanted to end his career with Celtic, but was insulted by the delayed contract offer and initial low-ball approach, something Celtic continue to do to this very day. McNamara pointed out that Celtic/Lawwell were attempting to manipulate the narrative, and his contract at Wolves was actually for the exact same wage he'd been earning at Celtic. It was a sad end to his decade at the club, and fans would much rather have watched Jackie McNamara at right back that season than suffering through Paul Telfer. But what a 10-year spell it had been. In total, Jackie McNamara made 358 appearances for Celtic, scoring 15 goals and winning 4 league titles, 2 League Cups and 3 Scottish Cups.
Well, it's been fantastic, absolutely brilliant. I mean, McNamara's been a great player here for a long, long time, and perhaps it took me a little while longer than a normal, decent footballing judge to realise that. But he's the last, before we arrived at the football club, he's been a great player. The last 2 seasons, he has just been enormous. He's played absolutely.
McNamara started well at Wolves under manager Glenn Hoddle, but disaster soon struck the then soon turning 32-year-old as he sustained a cruciate knee ligament injury in a league match against Leicester in September 2005. He'd returned just before the end of the season and stayed at the Molyneux for another year, but he was never fully the same player after the injury as he approached the later stage of his career. Jackie returned to Scotland in the summer of 2007 with a move to Jimmy Calderwood's Aberdeen before further spells at Falkirk and Partick Thistle. At Partick, he broke his leg during a game against Ayr and decided to retire from his playing days and focus on coaching. He became Partick manager and alongside good friend and assistant manager former teammate Simon Donnelly had the Jags playing well and pushing for promotion from the second tier in January 2013. However, an offer to move to the top flight from Dundee United was too much to resist, and Jackie and Simon made the move to Tannadice. His first game as Dundee United manager was a memorable one. The Rangers Jackie knew and had played against so many times for Celtic had been liquidated, and their new club was now formed in the bottom division of Scottish football. They drew Dundee United in a Scottish Cup tie, and Jackie kicked off his tenure with a 3-0 victory over the new Rangers.
So Jackie McNamara in place, having left Partick Thistle where he was doing such a fine job alongside Simon Donnelly, who followed him up to Tannadice. Times have changed for this fixture these days. Dundee United, heavy favourites, the SPL side, as they try and maintain an excellent Scottish Cup record against Rangers. As Johnny Russell looks to get in the opening seconds, and he scores in the opening seconds. It is a dream start for Dundee United, for Jackie McNamara.
League form was more mixed, as United finished 6th in the SPL, but the squad was filled with exciting young talent during Jackie's time at the club, including the likes of Stuart Armstrong, Gary Mackay-Steven, Johnny Russell, Ryan Gauld, John Suter, and even future Liverpool hero Andy Robertson. Robertson would credit McNamara with helping improve his game, saying he will always be thankful to him for signing him from Queen's Park, and even stating after making his move to Anfield, if he, Jackie, hadn't put me in, then I wouldn't have been here to start with. When I came to Dundee United, I had to be given a chance, and obviously I have to thank the gaffer for that. In 2014, McNamara guided Dundee United to the Scottish Cup final, only to unexpectedly lose 2-0 to St Johnstone. From here, things began to unravel, and United had an atrocious spell, eventually leading to Jackie being sacked in September 2015. A dismal spell at York in the English lower leagues saw McNamara lead the side to just 8 wins in 48 games as manager. He never managed again after this. Jackie McNamara was a tremendous servant for Celtic. He was at the club through dizzying highs and painful lows, always remaining a fan favourite for his talent and determination. He won over doubters, won awards, won trophies, and even led the club to glory. He overcame his greatest battle of all so far in 2020 when he fought back from a brain hemorrhage, which at one point was critical, and is now thankfully in good health. All Celtic fans who remember the decade he played for the club will fondly remember Jackie McNamara.